Already
Mine
waxed.
does.
It's already been
Already
waxed.
been waxed.
I watched the 40-year-old virgin again recently, and that scene where
Oh
Steve
man, that's
Carell gets
painful.
waxed is one of the
Painful.
funniest damn things ever.
And you know what? You can't double take that one. You got to he's got to make sure that this guy do this on one take because we're only ripping his hair out once, folks.
Right. I mean, he was cracking them up so much when that was happening. Anyway, welcome to a special live stream with myself, Joel Com, and Sir Lord Travis Wright. How you doing, Trav?
I am doing great. Welcome back to the Denver area, sir. You've been vacationing.
I have, and I'm looking at another one here soon because I like being in warmer places in the winter. And we are joined today by Lukas Sliwka, who is CTO with WAXP, and we are going to talk about what's recently happened here with the new WAXP tokenomics and DeFi because it's live. It's alive. Luke,
it's alive, baby. What's going on, guys? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. New Year's, there's more than one.
Hopefully there's gonna be more than one, right?
Okay, so you're basically wishing us a happy new year in advance for all the years.
That's right, of course.
That's great. Appreciate
We're already looking forward to 2022 because 2021's already been a little strange.
Yeah, first week was a little bit weird, I gotta tell you.
Indeed.
There was a hilarious meme that was like, oh man, 2021 was bad. You think 2021? Or 2020? Oh, here's 2021, day 6, and there's like a dude in a Viking helmet inside Congress. You're like, what the hell?
Crazy. Well, let's bring things up to date here because the new tokenomics model is live, and we can do some screen sharing here to talk about it. But we've covered in the past how the model would work, and now it's working, right?
Correct. Yes. So
do you want to share from your side, or do you want me to share screen on mine?
Oh, why don't you share from your side?
Okay, I'm going to pull up my account here then, because I'm actually I've got some WAXP and I'm staking some stuff here. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's talk about what's been going on. So we launched DeFi right before the end of last year. And we are now on the distribution epoch number 2, which is going to end next Wednesday. So we have these bi-weekly staking epochs in the WAXP economic activity pool smart contract. And the first epoch started, let me see here exactly on the calendar. I believe it was December 23rd.
What does that mean, an epoch? What is that?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So we have various different components to this model, starting with the biggest question probably is like, how do I participate? So you participate by owning WAXP and then on the WAXP blockchain, and then you need to take those WAXP tokens and then burn them and convert them to WAXP tokens, which are the economic activity representation tokens on Ethereum. So those are ERC20s. So you essentially get them in a 1,000 to 1 ratio. So for 1,000 WAXP tokens, you get one WAXP on the Ethereum. The next thing that you need to do is provide liquidity to the Uniswap liquidity pool. So you need to stake your WAXP, and you need to also contribute ETH to the pool, which will then give you something called Uniswap V2 WAXP ETH token. You can think of it as kind of like a claim check that Uniswap pool gives you. So if you want to get your liquidity back, that's what you would contribute back to the pool.
Okay, so just so people see what they're looking at here, this is my actual DeFi wallet, and what I did. When did it open? 3 weeks ago, was it? Because that's when I did it.
Yep,
so right. I swapped. I participated in the sale on the Bounce Finance and got a couple. And then I swapped out WAXP for the rest, and I had a total of 10 WAXP, which would have shown here before. And then I staked those 10 WAXP along with, I want to say it was like 5 ETH. Does that sound right at the time?
Yep.
I thought you had 100. I thought you had 100 wax E.
You know what? I don't remember, and there's
Well,
no way to see.
I know that our numbers that are staked there are very close, and I staked 125
Okay,
ETH, and it cost me about 125 wax E, and that cost me about 6 ETH, 6.1
okay.
ETH or
So
so.
yeah, you're right. I staked 100 WAXC and about 5 ETH. Now, but I don't understand what I'm looking at here. I staked bigger numbers than this. What is this?
Yeah, so this number, unfortunately, is the internal Uniswap algorithm that they use to calculate the essentially total supply and then the portion of the pool. So you're essentially looking at, this is the amount of these liquidity pool tokens that you get. We're going to be making some enhancements to this UI over the next couple of days. There are a couple of things that are going to be added here. So one thing that people complain about is, once I used to be able to see what is the percentage of the liquidity pool that I have, right? And that's essentially the number of liquidity pool tokens that you have divided by the total number of liquidity pool tokens for that pool. Now, once you stake those liquidity pool tokens into the WAX economic activity pool smart contracts, then you lose that visibility. So we're gonna make some enhancements here so you can actually see that. Another thing that we're gonna add here is the countdowns for the epochs, so you will know when the next epoch starts and then when the next epoch ends. And we will also be adding additional information regarding, what is the actual, what is the percentage of the distribution pool that you're participating in. And once you start getting WAXG tokens, you'll also be able to tell what is the percentage of your share of the piggy bank pool, which WAXG is tied to. So there's going to be a whole bunch of new information here that hopefully will make it a little bit easier to figure out.
Yeah, I think that'll be great, because that's the portion to me, because I've staked on a couple other things, but we're not staking masters, and we're not liquidity pool masters, and so we're trying to figure that thing out. And then so my thing was, wait a second, where'd my ETH go? I know I've staked 6 ETH or whatever, like where's that number at? And then how do I? One thing that I don't realize is, how do I get it back if I wanted just to unstake it? And how does that convert back? So I think that might be a good piece of information to let people know how to get theirs. If they want to get it back, they can.
Right. Yeah. So this page is going to be continuously enhanced over the next probably a month, 2 months, to make sure that we dial in all the metrics, all the information. If we need to link out to any articles for people to have good, step-by-step instructions, then we'll be doing that for sure. But this page is going to change.
How much WAXE and ETH I have right here in this section.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you said this is a percentage of the pool. So basically my 100 WAXE is virtually nothing in the pool.
Yeah, so actually this is also public information. I mean, I can share my screen so I can show you some things.
Show us some things.
So let me see here. There we go. So
no dick pics.
No dick pics today.
Too early in the day for that.
Too early. So what I'm looking at.
No dick pics, period.
That's right.
Okay. What do we see?
So if you look at this, so this is actually the so these are all the different deployment accounts that are used for our DeFi. So if you look at this, so you've got WAXE tokens, the escrow account, liquidity pool account, where the actual WEEP smart contract is deployed, what's the address of the distribution piggy bank pool. So this is public information. We've posted that in both Telegraph and Discord. However, what's interesting here is if you were to actually go to the Uniswap WAXE ETH liquidity pool token link, it'll take you to here. And essentially, if you go to the tab here under holders, right? So you will see kind of who the holders are, right? And this guy here, the second one, is the WAX economic activity smart contract. So what we can tell now is that all the liquidity pool tokens that are staked by participants amount to about 38% of the overall supply of the liquidity. The rest is provided by us. So something that I did mention also in Telegram channels, we bootstrap the liquidity pool. We've added massive amounts of WAXC and ETH to provide the initial set of liquidity. And we decided not to take then those liquidity pool tokens that we got and stake them ourselves. We just leave the DeFi for everyone else to participate. So we are shouldering most of the liquidity of the pool, but we are not participating in the distribution. So distributions are going to be for everyone else.
Now, why don't I
Make
see?
sense?
I'm looking for my wallet on here and I don't see it.
It's all
So once you stake your tokens, then tokens are actually transferred to the WAX economic activity pool smart contract.
So that's the second one
yeah,
there.
So everyone is sitting here, and we will be providing extra tools to actually make visible your portion.
So then our numbers actually are much higher then. So if I have 0.00027 that I've staked, and then right in here it's 0.0015, so then it's maybe a greater percentage of that.
So you can
it looks like we have a minuscule amount.
So you can actually take this number, right? So this is a total amount of tokens in the pool, staked in the pool, and then you can take your amount and then divide it by this number, and that will give you somewhat a good indication of the percentage of the pool that you will be participating in.
How did you get to that page? Because I type in WAXE and I'm getting a different thing. What did you type up at the top to get to?
Sure. So if you go to your, let's go to the Etherscan. And
can you paste that link into our chat here so I can pull that up?
Sorry,
because I'm getting a different. I must be looking at the WAXE token one. That's not the one.
Yeah, so this is the WAX, that's right, that's the WAXE token. And then if you go to, let me see here, holders. No, how did I get this? Hold on.
So many contracts.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at not at the WAXE. I need to be looking at the Uniswap one. So this is the Uniswap one. That's right. Here we go. And then you go to holders.
Yeah, paste that into the chat here for me, please.
Sure.
So basically, Joel, I just did the maths here. It looks as if, so with my 0.00027, whatever, that's about 0.0173 of that. So about 1.7% of that pool is from staking 125. So yours is about probably 1.5%.
Okay. That makes sense. So now I'm looking, and
so on that link, Lukas, are you able to see how many WAXE tokens have been staked so far?
Not, I think, here, but we can get that information also.
I think that the liquidity swap and just showing that small percentage number, maybe deterred some people from jumping in. And now that they understand that number is actually much larger, then that's encouraging. And I would suggest people jumping on, because I think it's definitely innovative within the space.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, this page is gonna be enhanced because we want to showcase more and more numbers here, and give out that information. I can also talk about the fact that we are. So let's talk about distributions.
Wait. Because is that the WAXG? Is that the distributions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the WAXG and also the distributions from the distribution pool, right?
Okay.
So WAXG distributions are fairly straightforward because there's essentially around 48,000 tokens per epoch of WAXG that are gonna be divided between the people staking the pool. And then in addition to that, also you will be getting the distribution from the distribution pool, which is this accumulator that accounts for all the economic activity on WAX, right? So in this particular epoch that you guys are staked in, there's gonna be around 1.3 million WAX that is going to be converted into ETH and then distributed to everyone. So that number amounts to about 40 ETH that is going to be divided between everyone in the pool.
Okay,
Now,
so right here, what I'm looking at, so let's just hypothetically, let's say there's 40 ETH that are being distributed, and according to Travis's calculations, I've got 1.5%. That's 0.6 of an ETH. So let's say Ethereum at that time is $1,000. That's $600 in WAXG token.
It just in ETH, you're gonna be getting additional amount of WAXG. So if the total amount of WAXG distributed is 48,000, then calculate the percentage of
that's
that.
about
right?
720 WAXG.
There you go. So
how will a value be placed on what that's worth? What is a WAXG token?
Well, WAXG, it's a tough question because it comes down to several different factors. I was just doing a calculation today just to be able to kind of see what the numbers look like for our DeFi, and I can, let me see here. Probably share this as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you this real quick while you're looking. How long is an epoch? Because I know in real world, like an epoch is like 2,000 years or something. How long is it in the wax years?
It's in wax years is just 14 days.
14 days per epoch, really? So in 14 days, generated, maybe $500-600 worth of ETH in 14 days by staking these.
Let me talk about that. So let me share my screen. So DeFi by numbers, I actually put this today together. So we are actually distributing around 1.3 million wax, and that is essentially for this epoch coming up, right? So let's talk about, this is calculation for the future. What I want to talk about first is the epoch number 2, which is what you guys are staked in. So what we decided to do was to take all the fees that we've gathered over the last 6 months from Atari, Shatner, Tops, all these different sales that we've had, and essentially take 2% of that and then distribute that to bootstrap the epoch number 2, because the marketplaces are still working on implementing the fee collection mechanism, right? So for epoch number 3, we're hoping all the marketplaces to be essentially automatically collecting these fees. But for epoch number 2, we took all the fees that we've gathered from all the collections that we've launched, and we took the percentage of that, 2% of that, and then we allocated it. So that amounts to about 1.3 million wax translated. One also important thing to mention here is, for now, because the liquidity pool is still relatively new, and we don't want to affect the WAXE price, the way we're doing distribution, we're actually getting ETH manually. So we take the amount of wax and we essentially convert it into ETH without going through this step of converting to WAXE and then selling it in the liquidity pool, because we want to essentially preserve the liquidity pool. We don't want to suppress the WAXE price until the pool is much larger, right? So we've actually made the conversion to ETH ourselves, and then we will be depositing that ETH directly into the WAX economic activity pool in the next week or so.
So basically, the second epoch is the culmination of 6 months worth of fees that you're distributing during that epoch. So that number for this epoch is going to be bigger than much larger than actually every other epoch moving forward.
That's right. So it's gonna be a little bit, if you look at the current level of activity, we see that we have 26 epochs per year. If I were to just average out like 1.225 million of WAX daily economic activity across the network, it amounts to about 8.9 million WAX per year, right? In terms of fees. If you look at the burn component, that's 20% of that. It's about 1.7 million, and then allocation to piggyback pool and distribution pools per year at the current economic activity level is about 3.5 million. So the punchline is that what we see today is that on a yearly basis, annualized, we will see about 341,000 worth of WAXP dedicated to this ecosystem. Now, obviously, we project that this is gonna get better as we bring more and more IPs to the table, as the economic activity increases. Also, I talked about in the past adding additional sources of the economic activity fees by introducing the bidirectional bridge, and also introducing the WAX wrapped altcoins trading on WAX. So all that stuff is going to be contributing to the system. So these numbers over time will get larger.
I guess my question now would be, because having the WAX to Ethereum bridge, how long until we have a WAX to Ethereum bridge where we can wrap an NFT in WAX E or something and send it over to Ethereum so that NFT can be on the Ethereum blockchain? Is that something that's it's in the works?
Yeah, for sure. So that's definitely on the roadmap. The first milestone that we're going after on the bridge side is providing support for various different altcoins. So you will be able to transfer something like USDT, for example, from Ethereum onto WAX. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to provide a larger variety of currencies that you can essentially use to buy and sell and list your NFTs on various different marketplaces. So today we offer on the NFTs that we launch, we have Stripe integration, we offer fiat through credit cards, and then majority of other sales that are happening are happening through WAX. So we want to add to that ecosystem an ability for people to also use Ethereum-based altcoins. That makes sense.
So what's the plan to bring awareness from the massive ETH community to this DeFi model? Because I know that was one of the goals.
Oh, for sure. So we are definitely talking to various different people on Ethereum who are participating in the NFT trading and DeFi on that side. My hope is that once we start doing distributions and people actually start seeing the numbers, there's gonna be a slow adoption of this, and people start essentially participating. I think that the moment we also have support for altcoins, Ethereum-based altcoins, that should compel people to possibly then port some projects, DeFi project or DEXs onto WAX as well.
Now I have a question that I've seen mentioned several times now in different groups and different areas concerning EOS. So WAX is built on EOS, and we've heard now that the CTO, and Daniel Larimer of EOS has left, and maybe some of the other team of EOS has left. How does that impact WAX, since WAX is built on Eos Io? Isn't WAX kind of its own fork anyway at this point?
Yeah, we've that's exactly right. So we've forked. So Eos Io Fork, WAX is a Eos Io Fork, and we are maintaining that fork. Having said that, we do bring in all the different enhancements and the upgrades that the main EOS team is actually doing. So, towards the end of last year, we actually upgraded to the 2.0 version of the chain. I hope that the EOS team continues doing these, right? Because those are critical developments when it comes to enhancement security patches, and then improvements to overall speed of the chain, right? I hope that the departure of Dan would not stop these, and that at least that thread in terms of maintenance continues.
And since it's its own fork, you guys are really kind of isolated anyways.
Yeah.
But the thing, the benefit is if they release some great update, you guys can implement that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Firstly, you could implement your own.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, if we see that there is a lack of momentum on the block one side and they stop doing these critical work, then we will have to look internally and possibly hire more people to actually do that type of stuff ourselves. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you explaining all the things to us. Is there anything else that people need to know about the new DeFi model? And if not, how would you encourage them to get started?
Yeah, I think the main thing for us right now is enhancing the ease of use of the system. So, like I mentioned, there's going to be an update coming out hopefully this week to the DeFi page that's going to start showing more information. We also want to hear back from you guys and the community in terms of what are some of the things that you're missing in terms of the information and metrics. So we will be adding that to that page as well. So that's going to be a continuous development over the next several months for us, for sure.
That's great. I know a lot of people who use WAX are maybe not on Ethereum as much, and so the DeFi thing is new to a lot of folks on the WAX ecosystem. So that's why that's a handy thing to make it as easy to understand as possible. And I think you guys are doing a great job of working towards that. So thank you for your time.
Super cool. No worries. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Lukas. And
all right. Take care.
Thanks to all of you who joined us today. If you got more questions, send Lukas a tweet. And I'm sure he'll be happy to answer those. And we will see you guys on Friday for the Nifty Show. Got a packed show full of good stuff, so watch for more of that. And we'll catch you then.